Now at 6, it's our first Toy Box Tuesday of the year. Get your phone ready and give so area kids can have a Merry Christmas. Plus,
according to public data, rural Kansas school districts experienced the greatest decline in early learning reading levels between 2019 and 2021. I'm Bronte Sorotsky with what one school district is doing to ensure that they're helping their students that may have fallen behind.
and how a unique partnership could mean more social workers serving the 4 states.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
It's Toy Box Tuesday. So many kids have had Merry Christmases thanks to you and your donations. The number to call is there on your screen, 1-888-620-4TOY. That's 1-888-620-4869. You have 30 minutes to call in, make a monetary donation. We're going to use that money to buy toys for kids in need. You can choose to have your donation stay in the county where you live if you want. Our volunteers from Joplin's Miss Daisies are standing by. We're going to check back in on them in a moment. First, the day's top stories. A report analyzing the Kansas State Department of Education's test results shows that rural schools in the state were hit the hardest by the pandemic. KOAM's Bronte Sorotsky has how a local school district felt the impact of the pandemic on their students and what they're trying to do to get students back on track.
Kansas schools are among many nationwide trying to recover from the pandemic's impact on learning. Kelly Walters, reading specialist for the Columbus School District, has seen the effects on young children's learning firsthand.
They'd be quarantined or teachers were quarantined, so they didn't get the normal school year last year. So when those kids, they missed almost half of their kindergarten or first grade year, they really missed a lot of the foundational skills that you have to be a successful reader.
A recent study by the Reading Roadmap nonprofit shows rural Kansas school districts like Columbus experienced the greatest decline in early reading levels between 2019 and 2021 compared to other Kansas school districts. Now, the district superintendent says they're trying to catch up, which can be challenging when some students need more help than others.
Some students came back and they were in pretty good shape and on course, and others came back, and that creates an issue to try to catch some up while others are where they needed to be. So we've introduced after-school programs and summer school programs to help that, because not everyone maybe needs that.
Now the district says they plan to use what they've learned through the pandemic to change and improve how kids are taught in the future.
That we want to really work and focus on all of those kids that are struggling, because we know that for them to be successful adults, they have to be able to be a successful reader.
In Columbus, Bronte Sorotsky, KOAM News.
The Pittsburgh School District sent KOAM a statement saying they saw lower scores on state testing in the spring of 2021, but more is taken into consideration when making student assessments. Overall, pretty nice day out there. Doug Heddy.
Yeah, not bad for us today. Temperatures pretty good as we did go right back up into the mid-60s for afternoon highs. Have had some clouds, especially in our northern counties, and even a few light little sprinkles as a weak little wave is shifting through. It's not that big of a deal, but giving us a few clouds, a few random little sprinkles. And then we're going to have more clouds tonight as another wave kind of drops in. But most of us are going to stay dry as we go through the overnight hours. Temperatures still nice, mid to upper 50s to even lower 60s in our far southern counties. Even though we've kind of had a light northeasterly wind throughout the daytime hours, these are going to kind of swing back toward the south as we go into the overnight hours tonight. So a random sprinkle will drop back through the 50s into the mid 40s for overnight lows. Gets even warmer the next few days. We're going to check that out here in just a bit.
Catch you then. Thanks, Doug. Baxter Springs, Kansas home invasion suspect is recovering in the hospital after he was shot by the resident. That shooting happened last night. Baxter Springs Police Department got a call just before 9 about a person breaking into a house. On the way to that call, they learned that someone at that location had been shot. Police say the suspect, Sean Talent Jr., allegedly broke into the home, assaulted the residents, and was shot once in the thigh and again in the calf. Talent is charged with aggravated burglary, aggravated assault, and criminal damage to property. No one else has been charged in that case. Former reality TV personality Josh Duggar was in an Arkansas courtroom today for the start of his trial. Jury selection began at the federal courthouse in Fayetteville. Duggar faces federal charges of receipt and possession of child pornography. Prosecutors allege he downloaded material that depicted the sexual abuse of children under the age of 12. Duggar is the oldest of Michelle and Jim Bob Duggar's 19 children. The trial comes as family patriarch Jim Bob runs for an open Arkansas State Senate seat in a special election. The family was the focus of the TLC series 19 Kids and Counting. Some PSU students are making university history. They're the first to participate in the new social work master's degree program. It's a unique program as two universities are coming together to make it happen. KU and Pitt State are joining forces on the program, making things easier for students who wish to pursue a career in social work.
Before we had the cooperative program in Southeast Kansas, students had to travel 2 hours in several different directions to pursue an MSW. So for people who were grounded in the community, that meant not getting an MSW.
The degree is taught by faculty from the University of Kansas who come to the Pitt State campus every other Saturday, with alternate Saturday lessons delivered through Zoom. The Community Blood Center of the Ozarks is offering a new incentive to folks who give blood. Through the month of December, if you give blood at any Community Blood Center of the Ozarks blood drive, you'll be entered to win either a $1,000 gas card or a $1,000 travel voucher. In addition to the weekly drawing, all donors will receive a maroon long-sleeved t-shirt. Our call takers are still standing by on this Toy Box Tuesday. Again, the number to call is 1-888-620-4TOY. That's 1-888-620-4869. Hi, volunteers. We want to see you taking some calls. The kind folks in our call center will take your monetary donation. Today's volunteers are new to the Toy Box Telethon. They come to us from Miss Daisy's. The Joplin-based store sells items ranging from furniture to clothing. They're not selling home decor or clothing right now, however, so keep them busy. We're going to check back in with the folks from the Miss Daisy's there at the call center in just a moment. Plus, it's not just Toy Box Tuesday, it's also Giving Tuesday, what past Giving Tuesdays have meant for Joplin's Connect to culture. And Homes for the House, how local real estate agents are helping out the Ronald McDonald House. Our first Toy Box Tuesday of the year also happens to fall on Giving Tuesday. We know a lot of you are already in the giving spirit. Give us a call at 1-888-620-4TOY. That's 1-888-620-4869. We're going to check in on our Toy Box Tuesday call center in a moment. First, more on Giving Tuesday. It's an annual event in which donations to certain charities are matched by generous organizations. It helps numerous organizations across our country like Joplin's Connect to Culture. The arts organization uses the funds raised on Giving Tuesday to keep things running throughout the year.
In the past, we've had similar goals of trying to reach 10,000. This is usually our only operational ask. Maybe we participate in some other fundraisers throughout the year for specific goals like funding performances or funding different art projects, but this is specifically for our operational fund.
If you want to donate to Connect to Culture, you can do so on Facebook. Facebook Today will match your donation. The agents at Reese Nichols Realtors in Joplin have been in the giving mood. Today they presented a $5,300 check to the Ronald McDonald House. From April through October, agents participating in the Gold Key Project donated $500 from every closing. The Gold Key Project started in 2020 in Kansas City. As we check back in live with our phone bank on this Toy Box Tuesday, we want to recognize a few callers. Thank you, Megan Davis of Miami, for your $75 donation. Thanks to Billy from Webb City, who gave $140. Also to Neil and Patricia Wilkerson of Parsons for giving $25. And thank you to many, many others. Also Elizabeth and Larry Nielsen of Reliable Tax. They'd like to challenge other tax organizations to donate to Toy Box. Nice idea. Any donation makes a difference to a child in need. Have your debit or credit card ready, then make the call to 1-888-620-4TOY. The phone lines are lighting up. Later, Pitt State will look to pick up its second win of the year when the Gorillas take on Newman. Jacob Leonard has a preview in sports.
Plus, our temperatures are going to start to warm up just a bit over the next few days. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it turned out to be a nice Tuesday for us today. A lot more clouds than what we saw on Monday, but still, temperature is pretty good. We're going to continue to warm things up as we go through the next few days. We're going to continue to warm up, kind of in a calm part of the pattern. Not a lot going on. Good for you, bad for me, but it will start to pick back up by the time we head into next week. All right, tomorrow night is December 1st, believe it or not. We're going to do the month-long forecast. On Thursday night, we'll do the winter-long forecast as we look through, we'll go into March or so. All right, temperatures right now, we're sitting mid to upper 50s to still lower 60s in our southern counties. But overall, temperatures really not that bad. We've kind of had a light northeasterly wind as we've worked through the daytime hours. These are going to switch back out of the southwest as we go into the daytime hours tomorrow. Looks good. Here's 7th and Rangeline, currently outside, sitting at 55. The winds are pretty much calm. Humidity is at 62%. Through the evening hours, we'll drop back through the 50s, but only down into the mid-40s for overnight lows, so not extremely cold across the region. All right, we've had these clouds, especially in our northern counties. There's a weak little wave that's sliding by. You can even see a few random sprinkles. And we're going to continue to see this over the next couple hours, but this wave will shift east, but right behind it, you can see another fast-moving wave, and these clouds will dip in later on tonight. So we are going to have a lot of clouds into tomorrow morning, and then we'll break out and see partly sunny skies. But really the problem, the reason we're not getting any big storm systems, we have this big dome of high pressure. So it sends these waves over the ridge and then right down into the central plains, but they're very weak. When this starts to break down next week, that's when we're going to start to see much more action across the region. All right, tonight looks good, kind of in and out of the clouds all night long. So we'll start the day with some clouds. We'll break out. We'll see mostly sunny skies, near 60 by noon. As we go through the afternoon, temperature is even a little bit warmer as we should go into the mid-60s. 46 to start, 61 by noon, high temp is 66. Not too bad. Tomorrow night, we're going to drop back into the upper 40s once again. We'll have pretty much clear skies. And then Thursday, we warm up even more. Southerly winds increase. We should warm through the 50s, 60s into the lower 70s by the time we head into Thursday afternoon. Friday, not bad either. I think Friday we're going to go into the lower 70s. We are going to get a system in here, so clouds will increase. We'll get some showers trying to develop late Friday night and into Saturday morning. So really kind of through the day on Saturday, we're going to see some hit and miss showers. And then on Sunday, a cold front slides in, so we could even get a few random little thunderstorms. Then we cool down behind it. Could even mix with a little bit of snow for the second half of the weekend. So we're going to watch that. But that system is kind of the beginnings that's going to get the ball rolling, where we get some bigger systems in here for the entire month of December, which, again, month-long forecast tomorrow night. 66 tomorrow, 72 Thursday, 74 on Friday. Then those rain chances increasing over the weekend. But overall, temperature is pretty good.
Month-long forecast tomorrow night, winter-long forecast on Thursday night.
Yeah, Nick and I are kind of busy tonight trying to get everything together.
It'll be worth it.
Yep.
Thanks, Doug. Take another live look at our phone bank, man, by our toy box sponsors, one of them, Miss Daisy's Home and Decor in Joplin. You can call right now, 1-888-6204-TOY. Make a pledge and make a difference, one child at a time. This annual event has been making a difference technically for generations. It's now in its 33rd year. Every single penny of every dollar you give goes directly to buying toys for kids in need, 100%. Coming up in sports, it's semifinal night at the CJ Classic in Carl Junction, and the Pitt State Gorillas prepare for tomorrow night's conference opener against Newman. We're going to hear from both the men's and women's teams coming up.
This week is a big week for Pittsburgh State basketball. The Gorillas open MIAA conference play with 2 league games this week, beginning tomorrow night with a home date against Newman. On the women's side, the Gorillas head into conference play with a little momentum. PSU's 4-1 and on a 3-game winning streak after blowing out Missouri S&T on Saturday. Right now, They have 10 players averaging 10-plus minutes per game. And that depth will be important heading into the MIAA grind.
Starting with our exhibitions and our scrimmages, that was a big point of emphasis. Was we want to get everybody in, we want everybody feeling confident, comfortable. Sometimes the comfortable comes before the confident, and so I think that's where we were. It really has kind of played out just how we've wanted it to. We've done what we've needed to do against the teams we've played to feel good about it, and I think that's where it leaves us right now. Is we're ready for that next challenge, and this week will be a good one.
On the men's side, the Gorillas are aiming for back-to-back wins in their conference opener tomorrow night. Last time out, PSU topped Baker for their first win of the season. They're 1-5 heading into league play. Last season, Pitt State and Newman split their 2 regular season meetings. In both games, kind of wild ones. They were both 2-point games, so the Gorillas know they'll need to put together 40 minutes of good basketball to start league play the right way.
You know, it's funny, when we went over there, we were behind most of the game, and we came back and won at the end. And when they came here, you know, they were behind most of the game, and they came back and won at the end. You know, basically, they have a lot of their guys back. They've added a couple of new players that are really good. So, like you said, it's going to be 40 minutes. There's not going to be a rest time. You know, you're going to have to play your best game for 40 minutes.
Well, the Galena boys basketball team is ranked number 2 in the state in the KVCA 3A preseason poll released earlier this week. The Bulldogs finished last season as the 3A state runner-up with a 23-3 overall record. And Galena opens this season tonight, playing at the Gym City Classic at Diamond High School. The Bulldogs face Wheaton at 7 o'clock, with the winner moving on to the tournament semifinals on Thursday. Game time for that one is 7 o'clock. We'll have highlights right here tonight at 10. Other local tournament action at semifinal night at the CJ Classic in Carl Junction. Tournament host Bulldogs are in action later this evening facing Seneca. The winner moves on to the tournament championship game where they will face either Nevada or Parkview. And that's it for sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take a moment to recognize a local veteran of the U.S. Army. Greg McGinty served with an infantry division from 1988 to 1997. The Miami, Oklahoma native was stationed in Iraq, and we are proud to salute Greg McGinty, a 4-state hero. Sorry, Fido, a new crop of pet names is making the rounds this year. Rover.com released its annual report on the most popular pet names. This year, while the usual names like Max and Bella and Oliver and Luna remain favorites for dog and cat owners, choosing pandemic-inspired names was also on the rise. According to Rover, the use of Fauci for man's best friend jumped 270% this year, while COVID as a pet name rose 35%. Pet owners were also inspired by working from home technology and content on streaming services. Rover saw a significant increase in animals named Zoom, Siri, and Google. Here, Google.
That's just too hard to say.
Isn't it?
No.
The weather looking pretty nice.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. We're going to go 66 for us tomorrow. Look at this, 70s on Thursday and Friday. Some rain chances by the weekend.
Before we wrap up on this Toy Box Tuesday, we want to thank a few more donors. Thank you to Carl Pierce of Joplin, John McCoy of Joplin, Rosalie Gardner from Neosho, Elaine Castagno from Pittsburgh, Gail Pennington and Timothy Pennington from Webb City. We have time for a few more. Vicki Arnold of Fort Scott, Donna Betzer of Joplin, Dennis and Marianne Dougherty of Fort Scott, Deborah Spear of Carthage. The list goes on. We don't have time to keep going on, but we will be doing this again next Tuesday. Thank you to all of you who've donated and all of you who will donate when you can. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.